College life in the UK is actually pretty hard, but you can have a great time as long as you know how to time manage. There's a lot of work pressure, but at the same time, there's a lot of scope for extracurricular activities. And that's why I said that if you know how to time manage, you can make the most of it. For anyone who's going to study in the UK, you must be open to change. You must be willing to adapt to the system there, because it might be very different from what you have been exposed to before in your life. Unlike the US, an undergrad in the UK is for 3 years. Postgrad master's programs are typically 1 year, and there might be some master's programs which are 2 years, but on average most programs across the UK are 1 year for a master's, and then PhD programs could be 4 to 5 years. Typically the academic year in any university or college has 3 terms. Exams happen at the end of the 3rd term, which is in the summer term. So even though you might be writing tutorials and supervisions on a weekly basis, none of these count towards the grading system. Everything just boils down to the final exams that happen at the end of the 3rd term. When you go to study in the UK, you would have typically declared your discipline before you get there. And in the first 2 years, all the courses will be mandatory. In the 3rd year, there'll be some optional courses. And once you've got there, it's typically very hard to change your discipline. So typically in the 3rd year of your undergraduate program, you'll be doing optional courses. There will be several options available, but these will all be from your own discipline, for example. The evaluation system in the UK is just based on one final exam that happens at the end of the summer term. And typically you could graduate with a 1st class or an upper 2nd, a lower 2nd, or a 3rd class. There is Pretime, which is there to get involved in extracurricular or sporting activities. But all of it essentially boils down to whether you can time manage effectively. If you know the art of time management, you're going to be able to manage academics with extracurricular and any kind of other activities that you might want to do. It's very common to get involved in extracurricular or sporting activities. Almost every single undergrad will choose one extracurricular activity that they want to actively participate in. In the UK, typically you will find a lot of international cuisine restaurants, so it's not difficult to find food from different countries. Eating out in the UK is actually quite expensive, so it's perhaps better to eat mostly on campus in your college dining hall, because that's highly subsidized.